Let's get started with liquidity ratios. How do we understand liquidity ratios? First of all, what do we mean by liquidity? To understand this, I'll show a small balance sheet here. But before that, what is balance sheet? Balance sheet is a statement which will showcase the financial position of the business. Now have a look at this balance sheet. Balance sheet will traditionally have liability on one side, assets on the other side. This liability can be divided into two, current liability and long-term liability. Similarly, asset side can also be divided into two, that is current asset and non-current asset. Now, let us focus only on this current liability and current assets. And when we say liquidity, it is actually with reference to these two items only. Okay, that is, liquidity is mainly influenced by position of your current liability with reference to your current asset. To put it clearly, let's say this box is your total liability size and this is your total asset size, and in this liability, current liability occupies so much of portion out of total liability, and we know liability means something which you have to pay, and for paying that you need resources, and resources are basically assets, and for meeting this current liability you have to be dependent on current assets, and let's say current assets are only this much. It means now you are in trouble. Why? Your current liability is more than your resources. That is, you have to pay more, but for paying more, you have less current assets. It means there is a region where you are actually going to be in trouble. Reason? You have to pay more, but you have less. It means you are in danger zone actually. You are not having resources to pay your current liabilities. So we can say you have liquidity issue here. Understand, liquidity means ability to pay off your short-term liabilities and short-term expenses without difficulty. Here you have short-term liability, but for paying the short-term liability, you don't have adequate short-term resources. Okay? So liquidity ratios will help you to understand whether your business is having comfortable liquidity position or is it in serious liquidity trouble. So please understand and appreciate, if a concern is having liquidity issue, it will be even more serious than reporting losses, because some entities, despite reporting good profit, they land into serious trouble because of liquidity issues, and you will be understanding them better once we take up each and every liquidity ratios in the following sessions.